Hello everyone, it's Noor and welcome back to my channel. In this video, I'm gonna be telling you guys how important it is to watch out for the signs and what you should be paying close attention to in order to protect your heart. By no means am I an expert. I'm just giving you guys my personal experience and what I've personally learned from it and what actually helped me. So without further ado, let's begin. Now, the first thing I want to touch on is that look for the signs and don't ignore them. A lot of times in our relationship, when we're dating someone, and especially if we're in love with them, we kind of like ignore the red flags, and that is because of the feelings we have for that person. But I'm telling you right now, in order to save yourself time and save your heart and not waste any more time, whenever you see red flags, don't ignore them. Because a lot of times it is actually in the small signs that you can tell how a person is, and they usually add up to the big answer. For example, if someone is a dishonest person, they're more likely to lie to you. If they do it once, they're gonna do it again and again. So don't ignore the signs. Or let's say, if God forbid, your partner is always like flipping their phones upside down, or is like having these random calls and you're trying to ask who it is and he'll give you like a surface type of answer, maybe he is cheating on you. You never know, but it is actually in the small signs that you can tell what's going on. So don't ignore them. Do yourself a favor and don't ignore the signs. Now, number 2, you have to trust your intuition. A lot of times, actually most of the time, and that is actually a blessing because God gave women an intuition. We have this like gut feeling. Our gut feeling is telling us, our intuition is telling us this is what's going on. And if your gut feeling is telling you something, there's a high percent chance that it is true. So you should also not ignore your intuition. However, don't only depend on your intuition. For example, if you're having that feeling, make sure that you look for the evidence behind it. And then you can be like, okay, yeah, my intuition was right. So this is where you have to pay close attention to. If your gut feeling is telling you something, make sure you back it up with evidence. And make sure that once you back it up with evidence, like you catch your partner cheating, make sure that you let them go, because now you saw the evidence, boom. All you gotta do is take action. Now, coming up next, watch out if a person backs up what they're saying. A lot of times, the person that we're with is just selling us a dream, telling us things that we want to hear. Most men are actually professionals at this, they just let you hear what you want to hear and then you fall for it. But guess what? If a man is telling you something and is not acting on what he's saying, let him go. And I'll tell you something, ladies, a lot of times if a man says something and doesn't do it, you have to raise a flag. You have to raise a flag, you have to raise a concern and talk to him about it. Be like, you said this, I don't appreciate you not doing it, because I want to be with a man of his word. I don't want to be with somebody that doesn't do what they say they're going to do. And so you can teach a man how to actually treat you, and you can set the boundaries from the beginning. So don't ever be afraid to point it out, because at the end of the day, they didn't do what they said they're going to do, and a woman of value like you shouldn't accept it anyway. So that's why it's a good idea to always voice it out. Now, if you voice it out and they still do the same thing, they say something and they don't do it, I think it's time to let them go. Because you don't want to be with somebody who isn't honest. A man is his word, and if he's not willing to do what he said he's going to do, what is the point? He's not even a man. So don't be with a person who doesn't even believe in what he's saying and doesn't even do it. Also, to continue that point, is if a person is not only making it a mistake, but is making it a habit. So if, let's say, something happens and then that person did something and he said he's not going to do it anymore, and then he goes and does it again, this isn't a mistake, it's actually a habit. That person is making it a habit of doing what you don't want him to do. And instead of actually taking into consideration what he's doing and fixing it and becoming a better person, working on changing himself, he's actually continuing with what he's doing. And that is something that you shouldn't accept. So also raise a concern. If a person is making it a pattern, drop them. You don't want somebody who is taking advantage of your consideration. You want a person who is actually putting the effort to change, putting the effort to becoming a better person and becoming a man and becoming a person of their word. Now, a very important thing to also consider is you have to realize and really feel if that person is bringing you peace or not. Because you don't want to be with somebody who is stressing you out all the time, who isn't really bringing you peace. You want peace, you want positivity, you want good energy, because we don't want no stress hormones. You know what happens, by the way? When somebody stresses you out, cortisol gets released in your body. These are stress hormones. And what happens when you have stress hormones? You actually become devastated, you become stressed out, you become angry, you're gonna have anxiety. You don't want this, because this actually affects your health in a negative way. I'm not even kidding. Having a good partner can actually either benefit you, can either elevate you, or can drop you. And you want somebody that elevates you in every single aspect possible, especially your well-being. So if that person is not contributing to your peace, let them go. Now, the fourth thing I want to touch on is you have to know your worth. If you're trying to protect your heart, you're trying to protect your energy, you have to know your worth. Because the reality is you're not going to be tolerating something that doesn't equal your standards, if your standards are high, whoever you're dealing with, they have to higher up their game to get there. Otherwise, they can't reach you. So you deserve someone that is consistent, committed, and genuine to you. You shouldn't be accepting anything less than you know you deserve. You should always have boundaries, and you shouldn't be settling. And I'm gonna be making a video soon on the power of not settling, and this is gonna be related to every single aspect of your life possible. And I just can't wait for you guys to watch this video, so stay tuned on my channel and make sure you subscribe. Now, the last point is when someone shows you who they are, believe them. I actually heard a person say one time, and they were like, why do you need somebody to tell you who they are over and over and over and over again? Why can't you just believe them the first time they show you who they are? And that is because a lot of people, I would consider myself that person. Like, before, actually, I used to be the type of person that if somebody shows me who they are, I would give them the benefit of the doubt, and I would it will be very hard for me to see the bad in them, because I would see the good in them. And I would think that maybe they could change, and I would give them chances after chances. But in reality is people don't change. There's actually a small minority of people that do change genuinely, but 95% of people don't change. Even if they tell you they did, they don't. They don't change, because this is who they are. Unless somebody is willing to genuinely work on his internal self, then he's not gonna change. And he definitely needs God, because only God can genuinely change you. But again, even if people tell you who they are, eventually make sure that if you saw a person's true colors, you have to actually accept it and understand that this is who that person is, this is who that person turned out to be, and you have to make the decision to let them go. This is the truth. I know it's a harsh truth, but the truth hurts. And for me personally, I've had a lot of people that showed me their true colors, and I just had to make the decision to distance myself, or like not be as close as I used to them, in a very smart way, you know? And I just feel like it is so well deserved. I feel like a person who shows me that they're dishonest, or a person that shows me that, let's say, they're snakes or they're sneaky or whatever it may be, I actually thank them, and I do believe that they deserve to not be close to me, you know, because it is a privilege to be in my life. You know, I do believe that I'm a good person. I do believe that it is an honor to be with me, whether in a relationship, whether as a friendship. It is a privilege to be with me because I know what type of a person I am. I know what I bring to the table. And unless you're willing to measure up to that standard and give me the same energy back and treat me with kindness, respect, be honest, be loving, be kind, be a good person overall, then I don't want you in my life. And on that note, that is the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I hope you got some new insights. Make sure to subscribe, like, and comment down below what you want to see next. And I will see you guys in my next one. Bye bye.